Hello everybody, Jeff again here, Unique Model Creations, and we are continuing on the progress of the TOS USS Enterprise, second build on this, and there's one thing I have to say about this. For the love of Pete, if you're working on any project this scale and magnitude, do not ever take a long pause from it like I did, because I'm getting lost on this thing. Like, I have been chasing wires and lights for the past week or so now. I mean, I've only had a couple of hours to come out here and look at some of this and stuff. It's gotten quite busy now that the growing season is here, and also spring in Arkansas. So if you've had any look at the weather, it has been miserable as far as like the storms and stuff. They've gotten bad up around here. But other than that, I've been chasing wires. And then on top of that, I'm currently in the middle of something else here, having to get me a new rod going, because that there it definitely is going to be way too small to get those wires going through there and stuff. If I condensed everything down for magnet wires, yes, but I just don't feel comfortable doing that, because I just feel like the thicker it is, the more power, the more juice can go through, which is actually a wiring basic, if I'm not mistaken. So what we've been doing is we've got the grinding wheel here, and we're hogging it out big enough to get that in there, which is actually, the way this model is built is quite nice, because you can get it, the shaft, to go up and then go a little bit, and then you have a little stopping point right here, which is my plan. So long as it goes up there far enough, epoxy the hell out of it and keep right on trucking. But that right there is that one project, and like I said too, the rest of it is just chasing wires. For instance, oh man, ladies and gentlemen, introduce another split in the cell. You can see here this one where it's been repaired, and also where I've run wires on the exterior portion of this here. Well, sort of exterior. This is where those 4 pads go, so you won't. It's easy to hide through here, and of course, the way the model is built, you can get the wires to go, wires where you want them to go in case you make a mistake, as I have. So, yeah, those are for the nav and strobe, and definitely have those marked now. On this side, it will be the same thing. This is the Arbor side over here. I lost one of the light strips over here, which I really don't think I'm going to need to have another one, because we've got 3 power strips over here, three light power strips over here, and it illuminates the interior cavity of this just quite nicely. It is just, for the most part, just a big open chasm. It's not like the refit, which has this shuttle bay which goes all the way to about here, and then you let me see, here we go, and then you have the garden arboretum down here. It's not like that at all. You don't have that. You just don't have it. So we shall be continuing to grind away on this here little project. Now, the other portion of this is I've got to also bore this out over here on the starboard side as well, so that whenever it does come together, it gives me clearance enough over here. Doesn't have to be perfectly precise to fit snugly over here, because all of the buildup for this is on this side here, and this bottom piece which mounts on here is just glorious for making any kind of accommodations that you need to. Now, I'm going to tell you something else too, what I'm finding out. Now, this right here is not as a matter of fact, I think this is actually something I found at work, but it works just the same, because it's incredibly, strong, durable. It doesn't ding. It doesn't bend in any kind of way. It has the strength. But something else I'm noticing too, oh my goodness, wind chimes. This is a portion of this is a portion of a metal wind chime, and although that metal is thin, yeah, I'd have to, I could really, really push, and it'll flex, and it'll do whatever. But when you down that shaft on that wind chime, it is very durable and very strong. I mean, any metal that's hollow has the potential to bend, to ding. That's why those are nice and small, but relatively thick. So thin wires can get through there if you plan on, if you're building a ship out of the box and you plan on lighting it up. Yeah, sure, fine. So, but to make any accommodations, I'm gonna tell you, is wind chimes are kind of the way to go. The smaller ones, of course, if you're building gargantuan models, like, of course, that Enterprise D that we've got in that box down there. I can't remember what size that is. I'm thinking it's 1/1000 scale. I can't remember. We'll see that in somebody's future. But anyway, though, we have been not only that, but also trying to make our shop a little bit more grown up. So we've got some entertainment back up in here, which I've got to get on the wall up there to have choruses so I can have whatever in the background right about now because some Nerd Forge going on. Heck yeah. And get my laptop set up right now. Of course, my thing is Roku. I'm really liking that. So, yeah. Grown up, a little storage space over here. We've got some shelf up here, commandeered from the job. Things they get rid of. If I find use for it, oh my goodness, it just helps. You come across things for free, it really does help and stuff. Squirt. Because that's such a good drink. I don't have very much of them. Let me quit rambling. But yeah, that's where we're at right about now. So, matter of fact, going to, let's see what we can do here. Trying something just a little bit different. Bear with me, and of course all this is going to be raw footage because that's kind of what I live for. Aim it down so the people can see me, can see the work going on. Look at here. So it's going to get a little noisy, just a little bit, but yeah, there we go. So anyway, into the frame here, onto the power here, and there we go. So, not really difficult at all. I just have to yell over you all of this out. Try my best to keep it even, if I can do it. And of course, keep it going all the way up. Yum, yum, yum. Almost. Almost. Okay. Now, let's try that and see if we're starting to get close to the side. Oh, yeah. Look at there. We're almost in there. We're almost in there. I think mostly, yeah, just a little bit more. Because I don't want anything to feel like I'm having to force it. I've got a bad habit of doing stuff like that. Forcing things. Let's just not. Okay. see what we're looking at now, my friends. Oh, almost so close, so close. You know, it's probably just because I need to go in and try to clean up quite a bit of this, get some of this excess melted plastic off, some of that melted goodness. There we go. Just after it cools off, it just breaks right off. Nice. Okay. No. Let's see. Let's see here now what we're dealing with. It is nice and clean in there. Like that. I like it a lot. But I still have something that's blocked. Oh, I think I see it. I see it over here. Yep, that's where it is. Over here on this side right here. I haven't gotten it quite flattened out yet, so. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now, that's gotta do it, yeah? Let's see if it goes in and say, yes, there it is. It has a little bit of wobble to it, but not very much. That's gonna look nice and pretty up in there. And of course, it's not gonna say red. It will be painted black. But yeah, there we go. That's what we're gonna be looking at right there. That part is also like flat, so once it's, you know, we've got it in there now. I will be epoxying the devil out of it. That's going to be no problem at all. And then the other thing that's going to lead me with is, of course, making the accommodations in the base. Now, that will be another issue right there. But it's one that has to be taken because of the size of the wiring that we'll be going through. Yardstick, beat it! And that will be getting this thing out. And that's easier, maybe easier done than said to a degree, because what I've done with this is, of course, block of wood up in there and drilled the hole in there big enough for this to go into it and seat in there. And then, of course, epoxy. Good amount of it all the way around. And that's got it stuck. It's got it stuck in there. So it doesn't really go anywhere. However, I think possibly if I just etch this out, because I did not, that I know of. Oh, wait. I remember now. See, that's how long it's been since I worked on this. I have a screw here. I have 3 screws around here. That's what's got this into place. 3 screws around here. Probably a nice little love tap with a hammer. And that should come right out. And then get another little piece of wood cut to go in there. But one to accommodate our big piece of metal here. And that will go right there. And then we will have an Enterprise, again, mounted on this base, which is just a TV stand that I was not using because we mount all of our televisions onto the wall. This one that I showed you earlier that's in the shop will be mounted on the wall. But that is what we'll be looking at. And then definitely will not be that high. More will be looking around here. I might, too, even shave this down some so that it's not just that tall. And, yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. And, it's different. So, let me unmount here. Here we go. But yeah, and see how that has turned up just like that. I am loving it. So, yeah, I'm liking that so much. Like I said, I have to go through on the starboard side over here and probably just take out just a little bit amount of this and take it back so that the curvature of that fits in there, centered up and everything. So not a big deal at all. And then of course, when it's going together, like I said, epoxy is king. Queen, jokers, everything else. That's what it is. You know, it is ace. Oh, make this go round. So I'm gonna continue going through and working on this model. Those of you out there building, please continue building. If you're not looking to get into it, go ahead and get started. And I will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully with all of this scrag here mounted up. At least on this side, I do know what is going on. Actually, it's just lights that I had back here that have taken out, and probably will be redistributing those because may not need as many additional lights as I've got going on. I do have the one back here that will illuminate the aft lighting behind the shuttle bay. Got to redo that one. Possibly one here. I have to see how these lights are looking as far as illuminating these windows. Probably another one here attached to the shuttle bay. But other than that, I don't think... Oh, wait, there is one more up here. It's got to illuminate this dome and, of course, the area back here. Shuttle bay control room. What it is. So, yeah, that's 3 accounted lights right there. So that might actually get those back, but just got to get them wired up. And of course, one goes for, well, this is actually wired up already, but there's a warm white LED up in there for the fiber optics for the spotlighting that's going on. And of course, I am loving the changes that we did make to that. Went from 1, and we got 2 going on right there. Got to get those 2 drilled in and have those spotted up. Just like trying to make lighting, everything with this model kit look in scale. Really look in scale. Got to get this drilled out. I did get that replaced. Let me get this pole. There we go. Did get that replaced and epoxied in there. That is the holder for the LED. 3 mil to go in there for the ion pod, and I drilled that out, and then I put one of the clear round bulbs, these small ones right here, get those put in its place so that when it strobes off, like I did in the last build, or when it's illuminated, I think on this one it's just going to be illuminated, it shines nice and bright. I only have the black holders, the seat in there. So yeah, and plus those you can see just that much better. And then after that, we'll be on to seeing how we're going to power this thing, and that's where that will come in. So once I get that wired up in the next video, we'll show that off. That's how I want to turn it on and off your keychain. So I will see you guys and girls and everyone. See you all in the next one. Much love, and be safe out there in the springtime. Those of you in America watching, because it's wild.